In this lesson, you're going to be learning how to play A Night to Remember by Laufey and Beabadoobee, and it's going to sound like this. As always with Beabadoobee, there's some interesting chords in there and some funky rhythms, and so this is going to be a great song for you to learn as a beginner or an intermediate player. So to start off with, we're in standard tuning, and the first chord we need to know is a G minor 7. Now it sounds complex, but it's actually really easy to play. We've got our 3rd fret on the 6th string, and then 3rd fret on the 4th and 3rd string, and those are the only 3 strings we're playing. So 6, 4, 3. Now if you're a beginner and you're looking for some easier chords rather than these tricky ones in this song, you'll find them in my free 5-day beginner course, which is in the description below. That'll run you through 15 great songs that you probably are already familiar with, and that will help you out in your strumming, your chord changes, and so much more. So go check that out first, and then you can jump onto this song. So we've got our G minor 7. And then we've got a C7, which is just going to be 3rd fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, 3rd fret of the 3rd string. Alright, so G minor 7, then a C7. Now let me show you how they work together. We're going to go. So that's going to be a pattern for both the G minor 7 and the C7. We're going 6, 4 and 3 together. And then you might want to pull your fingers off to make it really short and sharp, but you don't need to, because in the recording it isn't necessarily always like that. So you can hear that, or you can just go if it's a little bit too hard to pull your fingers off, or to mute with your palm here. Alright, so we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hopefully you're seeing that rhythm change there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just repeating the 6 to the 4 and 3. So there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then on the and there we're going to go 6, 4 and 3 together. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so far. And then we're going to go. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let me go through that again slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So after the 1 on the and, we're going to go the 3rd and 4th string. So 1 and 2 and. So exactly the same thing after the 2. So 1 and 2 and. And then on the 3rd beat, we're going to pluck that 6th string. And then on the 4th beat, back to the 3rd and 4th string. So it is hard when I explain it like that, but hopefully you're getting the rhythm there as I'm playing it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, so you can hear I'm muting after those first 2 patterns. So you might want to try and play along with me there, because this rhythm is really important throughout the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time you're plucking the 4th string there, you're plucking the 3rd one with it. Then we're going to go onto our C7 and do exactly that same rhythm, just substitute the 6th string for the 5th string. Alright, so G minor 7, C7, and then back to our G minor 7. So we've got that intro, and then when we go back to the G minor 7, that's going to start off our verse for us. So the intro is like this. D7, then onto our verse, and so on. So for that verse, we're going to play the G minor 7 to the C7 through 4 times, as we've already learnt. So 1 time for the intro, 4 times for the verse, and then we'll go into another verse, verse 2, again 4 more times on that one. Then we've got one line which is a different chord progression, very similar though, which is our pre-chorus. So intro, verse 1, verse 2, then our pre-chorus. And here's how it's going to sound. Alright, so we're going G minor 7, just as we have. Now we're going to go onto a C7, but this time make sure you've got your index finger free, because we're going to do that same pattern up 2 frets for a D7, but using our index finger as well. Alright, so we're going, then, alright, then up 2 frets, but here we're going to add that second string there, the 3rd fret, so we're using that exact same rhythm as we already have, just changing chords halfway through. So that's 5, 4, 3 and 2, then 4, 3 and 2, 5, and then back to those 3. So that whole pre-chorus will sound like this. Take us straight into the chorus. Now this chorus is going to be very similar to what we've already played as well. We're going to start on that same rhythm on the G minor 7. And then we're going to go to an A minor 7. Now if this is a G on the 6th string, slide up 2 frets and that'll take us to an A minor 7. And it's that same pattern as we did before from the C to the D7. This time we're going an A minor 7 to a D7. So there it will be. And then back to a G minor 7. So hopefully that's making sense to you. So G minor 7 to A minor 7 to D7. You already know those chords. We're playing that through twice, and then we're going to go on to some different chords. We'll go on to a G major bar chord. That's a 3rd fret bar with our ring finger and pinky on the 5th fret of the 5th and 4th strings, middle finger here on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Alright, so from our D7 we're going onto our G. So that's going to be the same rhythm as before, this time just going 6, alternating with 4, 3 and 2. And then onto a C minor. Now a C minor is just a bar on that 3rd fret again, but we're taking our other 3 fingers down to make the shape of an A minor up on the 4th and 5th strings, okay? Now the C minor is going to have that full pattern to itself as well this time, so we're going from a G major, then onto a C minor, then onto a D7. Alright, you already know that D7 as well. So G, C minor, D7. Then we're going to get onto an interlude, straight into that, which is exactly the same as the chords for the verse. G minor 7 to C7. And we're playing that through 2 times for the interlude, which will then take us on to verse 3. Verse 3 is going to be exactly the same as the other verses, so then we'll get into a pre-chorus and a chorus, which are exactly the same again. The only difference is at the end of our second chorus, we're going to go G major. The only difference is that at the end of our second chorus, we're going to stay on the D7 again. So it will be G major, C minor, D7, and again. that's the end of chorus 2. That's going to take us straight into the outro, which is the same as the interlude and the verses, that G minor 7 to the C7, and we're going to play it through twice just like this. And again. And then we're just ending like that. So that's actually the whole tutorial for today. That's all you need to know for a night to remember. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and don't forget to go check out my free 5-day course in the description below if you want to work on your strumming, your picking, and some easy chords as well.